Robert Chapman, one of your favorite guests, one of my favorite, is the publisher of the International Forecaster. If you're not subscribing to the International Forecaster, what the heck's wrong with you? It is absolutely superb. Tells you what's going on. Examines the world economic conditions and major events. Mr. Chapman is essentially an analyst. He analyzes what's going on and provides a forecast of trends for intelligent financial planning and investing. Future headlines today. He presents the worldview that you simply don't get on the managed news services. He offers information to enable you to make informed financial decisions. Welcome, Bob.
Hello.
Always good having you with us. Now, I've got a very simple question to ask you at the very start before we start on some of the issues in this week's International Forecaster. We have had a systematic dismantling of all banking safeguards, including the Glass-Steagall Act. We've had a systematic dismantling of free broadcast press by John McCain's Telecommunications Act of 1996, allowing corporate monopolies of America's airways. We've had outsourcing of jobs, of plants. Number 4, we've had free trade, NAFTA, GATT, etc. Number 5, we're allowing illegal immigration, destroying any union jobs remaining in the U.S. We've had destruction of the educational system, as Charlotte Eisenbeit says, deliberate dumbing down of America. Number 7, destruction of social and spiritual values through music, television, movies, etc. Or as Steve Bannon put it, Vulgarians at the gate. We've had the death during the 60s of agents of change, Kennedy, King, and Malcolm X. We've had the so-called terrorism acts of Oklahoma City, World Trade Center, later 9/11. We've had the FEMA camp construction and destruction of our Constitution and protected liberties in the name of security. Are these random acts, or is this a planned pattern, my friend?
I believe it's a planned pattern, and I think it's been going on for many years. And I think the evolutionary processes of all these plans, things that you pointed out, are a cumulative accumulation point, and they're all coming to the forefront, especially now with this cap and trade and the new health care plan, if they want to call it that. I call it the Obama euthanasia program. And each one of those is going to increase taxes about 20% each. So if you're in 25% now and you pay all your taxes, you'll be in for about 75 to 80%. And, of course, with cap and trade, Goldman Sachs will get richer than they already are, rigging the market. I mean, these people are the scum of the earth. And they virtually run our government. Our government has been co-opted by these people, and it's got to stop. That revolving door has got to be slammed shut.
What is this about the Goldman Sachs front-running clients' orders? I'm not really sure I'm familiar with that, but I've got the article by Cause. I looked up after reading that in the International Forecaster. The implications of this front-running transaction, the data was visible to them, thereby they were stealing pennies from every transaction they were able to front-run. What's front-running and what's that mean? If it's what I'm thinking, they've got an insight into the entire market. They're able to steal. They're able to run just absolute, the confidence in the market has to be totally gone if this is true. What does it mean, Mr. Chapman?
Especially among professionals. I mean, how do you think they feel? They have programs, and I understand the program. The main one was created by the U.S. government, and it's an algorithm or a predatory algorithm. And we, incidentally, in the International Forecaster, in the next issue, which will be Saturday, we have 2 tapes in there of a trader who describes this, what's going on, better than I do, because he's in the middle of it, and I'm not a trader anymore. I haven't been for 20 years. But the black box technique is to be able to execute and seek out orders in the system. in order to get an order in ahead of somebody else. Example, the New York Stock Exchange, if you can believe this, it's incredible to me. You know, I was in the brokerage business on my own firm in a 28-year period, and I can't understand how they can countenance such things. But the New York Stock Exchange pays traders to create liquidity in the market, and they have a processor, and the closer you are to their processor of orders, the bigger nanosecond jump you get on everybody else. And this is in nanoseconds, 50 nanoseconds. That's it. So what happens is the algo goes in and says, aha, there's an order to buy 100,000 shares of GE at 51. And, of course, GE's not 51, but we'll use that as the number. And what happens is the algo seeks out, and they say, oh, there's that order. So what they'll do is they'll go out and front-run the order by buying some GE ahead of the order that's in there, and then they'll turn around and sell it to them, making a quarter of a penny, half a penny, whatever it is. And they do this all day long. So they're front-running the pros, and they're front-running the public. It's a license to steal. And about a week ago, Goldman Sachs said that one of their former employees had stolen the codes to these programs, we'll call them, and the ability to go in and do what they have to do to cheat the public. And so the person who was in charge, they immediately had him picked up by the FBI. And I don't know that he's done anything, because he was the guy that was creating the codes, and he decided to go someplace else, and they obviously didn't want him to go. So they just told the FBI, and they're connected, of course, pick up this guy. So the guy gets off the plane in Newark, and they, grab him and put him in jail. And then they charge him with whatever they charged him with. I've never even seen a charge. Then he get out on bail. I think it was $750,000 bail. And the comment by Goldman Sachs was very, very telling. And I ran this by two other newsletter writers who I really respect. And they both said the same thing. And I was right in my assumption and surmise. And that is that the comment by Goldman Sachs was this: anybody who would be able to get a hold of that program would be able to manipulate the market. And my question is, what was Goldman Sachs doing with it? And, of course, the answer is they were manipulating the market. They were front-running. They were getting in front of the trades, making a trade, either long or short, and filling an order. And it's all done within 5 or 10 nanoseconds. And so the guy with the fastest computer program and the best predatory algos is the guy who's able to screw the other guy, and ultimately the public. And so that's what's going on, and it's no wonder there's any trust or confidence left in the market. These guys are scumbags. They're crooks. And nothing's being done about it.
Goldman Sachs is showing
the media is not talking about it.
Great profits at Goldman Sachs. They're paying their people all sorts of bonuses, taking money from the government, and you've got Goldman Sachs people from Geithner all the way up and down the line, Summers. They're all in on the fix. Wow. More when we get back with Robert Chapman, the international forecaster.